better cattle feed quality and at the same time save time on grassland maintenance? Then the Grassland Harrow GS600 from APV is just the right machine for you. Flexible, convenient, and efficient. I will show you how you as a farmer can best benefit from the many advantages of the Grassland Harrow and how to optimize the machine settings. At the very front we have our sprung leveling plate. This will remove molehills and level rough ground unevenness. You can set the general working depth conveniently by means of a plug-in bolt system on the feeler wheel. Our first two harrow rows are strong harrow tines, optionally available in 10 or 12 millimeters. After the strong tines then, we have our dispersion plates that spread the seeds evenly via our Isobus-compatible Pneumatic Seeder. At the very back are our 8 millimeter tines which then level the seed into a fine crumb. The leveling plate is perfectly adjusted when it is approximately 3 to 4 centimeters above the floor. In practice, you can simply say if you can put 2 fingers under it, it is ideally adjusted. The leveling plate can be adjusted by releasing the linch pin and removing the bolt on both sides. The height can then be adjusted. With the height adjustment of the feeler wheels, we regulate our overall depth of work. To do this, simply remove the bolt and set the feeler wheel to the desired working depth. Here we have our strong red tines. In our variant, we have the 10 millimeter version. The task of the strong tines is to tear out matted grassland and to aerate the soil well. We also have these strong tines in a 12 millimeter version. Which tine thickness is the right choice for your farm will of course always depend on your grassland. Let's take a look at the setting for the strong tines. Normally, with a medium or average stock, you set it to 90 degrees or a little over 90 degrees on grip. If the soil is more matted or drier, you can of course use the power of the harrow tines. In our case, the area was sown last year with a grassland combination harrow from APV. This means we have little matting and set the strong tines to the middle setting of 90 to 91 degrees. After our strong tines, we have our series of dispersion plates. The dispersion plates are distributed over the 6-meter working width so that the seed is evenly distributed. We meter the seed using our pneumatic seeder, PS. In this version, we have a more powerful electric blower plus. How do we operate the seeder? In our case, via Isobus. This means that it can be conveniently controlled directly at the Isobus terminal. Finally, we have our 2 rows of 8 millimeter tines. Their job is to produce fine soil so that our seeds can germinate well. In addition to the working depth, the aggressiveness of the 8 millimeter tines can be adjusted using a hole pattern. The inclination of the rear 8 millimeter harrow tines can be slightly sluggish, for example, less than 90 degrees, so that tangles that have been pulled out have the opportunity to pass through the tines. We have adjusted our machines so far. We have set the feeler wheels higher so that we can ride a little more aggressively. As you can see here, our leveling plate is exactly 3 to 4 centimeters above the ground so that it does not touch the ground. The strong red tines are at an approximate 90 degrees to 91 degrees angle so that we can tear open the material nicely, and the 8 millimeter tines are now slightly trailing so that the extracted material has a flow. The last step now is to do the calibration test. We already have everything we need directly on the seeder. First, we use the hexagon wrench supplied to loosen the two nuts. Then, we take our calibration slide, turn it around, and put it back in. A roll of accessories is included in the scope of delivery. There, we find our calibration scales, an additional seeding shaft, and our calibration bag. We now hang the linking bag under the linking chute. Now, it is important to check whether we have installed the correct seeding shaft for our application. Today, we are sowing a permanent pasture mixture for horses at 10 kilograms per hectare. The fine seeding shaft is perfect for this. If you were to reseed and sow 40 or 50 kilograms per hectare, the coarse seeding shaft would be more ideal. Now we can start with the calibration test. We have now done the calibration test, and now we weigh and compare the set value. We have successfully finished the calibration test. The calibrated value matches the value in the control module. Now we can dismantle everything again. We take the calibration chute off again. Turn it over and mount it back on the seeder. We have now perfectly adjusted the Grassland Harrow and successfully carried out the calibration test. Now let's get started. If you have any further questions about our Grassland Harrow or questions about other APV grassland systems, please contact us by phone or email, or visit our website, www.apv.at.